Hey y'all, today I'm going to show you how to use your eggshells for calcium for your chickens. Let's get started. So I used to buy my oyster shells from Tractor Supply until someone told me about using your own eggs for the calcium for your chickens, and I haven't bought any oyster shells since. So let's go ahead and get started. So first you want to start by collecting some eggshells. You can start with maybe 10, collect like 10 or more. I have a ton here and I've been needing to do this for a while now. So let's go ahead and get started. You're going to want to preheat your oven to 350. And then we're going to take a baking sheet and we're going to take our eggshells. And we're just going to place them out onto the pan. It doesn't matter how you place them. I have a lot here, so I'm just going to dump them out. So you're just going to place them out. Get as many on here as you can. There's some egg in there from this morning still. Okay, so that just got everywhere. So once you got all your eggs on your baking sheet, you're going to put it in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes. It varies by oven, and if they're not completely dry, then you can put them in for 5 minutes or so and just keep checking them every so often. Especially since I'm doing so many at once, they're probably not going to bake through as much as they would if I was doing less. Now we set the timer for 15 minutes. So it's been about 15 minutes and now we're going to take the eggs out of the oven. They might be done. Let's take them out and see. Alright, so they're going to be really hot, and this probably isn't the smartest thing to do, but see how they crumble really easy? They're popping. They should just crumble really easily, like that. See? So this should be good. I should probably go through. I'm going to go through here. And take them apart, the ones that are stacked inside of each other, and make sure that the insides are all dry and everything's good. Now I'm going to let these sit here and cool for a little bit because they are mighty warm. And after about 2, 3, maybe 5 minutes of cooling, we'll come back and we'll crush them. So here are our eggs. I put them back in here just because it's going to be easier to get them from here into the bowl. I got a clean bowl, and we are going to just crush them up into the bowl. I use my hands. You can use a food processor. You can use pestle and mortar. That just makes it really fine. Almost, actually, it makes more like a powder. I just like to use my hands and crush them into pieces. Some people don't like to give their chickens eggshells because it's been said that the chickens will start eating their eggs, which obviously you don't want to happen. But with me crushing them up like this, I don't think the girls even know what they're eating. Once it's mixed up in their food, they really can't tell. And I haven't had any problems with it. So I'm just going to keep crushing these up, and then I'll show you what we do after they're all crushed up. Ticker. Okay, so I was going to try to show you a little bit better of what I was doing here. So I take 2 hands and I squeeze together like this. And I'm just crushing them up, making the big pieces. I'll take out pieces like this that may have had some little dried up egg. I'll throw that in the trash. But I just go through and I crush, and I'm just crushing them up with my hands, just squeezing together, moving it around. So that should be pretty good. I think that's going to be good enough. Okay, so now we're going to put it into their food. I'm going to show you how we mix it into their food. So after I crush them up, I usually put them into a container. I just get some kind of Tupperware container. And I keep them in this container, and I'll keep this container by their food or just in the kitchen to when I walk outside, I grab it really quick when I go feed the girls. So I have the girls' food here, and I usually fill this container up about every 2 days or so. I have a really big tin container. I want to say it's 5 gallons. And it usually lasts more than that if I fill it up more, but I go out there all the time anyway, so it's not a big deal to bring them some food, and plus it's fun to throw it at them and watch them run around and play around. So what we're going to do is I just get a little handful, about like that, and I sprinkle it in here in the food. Now I'm going to mix this up. Just mix it with my hands. And there's eggshell in there. You can see it. It's not very much. And then I'll take another cup. I use this popcorn thing to fill up my bucket. So I'll fill it up again for a second time. And I'll put a little bit more, just a little bit like that. Got a good 4-finger pinch. And I just mix it in. And I can actually fill a whole nother one of these to top this off. And then I'll just sprinkle a little bit more on the top with that and mix that in as well. But honestly, the girls don't even seem to notice. They eat it just fine, and it's a great way for them to get their calcium. The reason I chose to get calcium for my chickens this way is because you're using every part of the egg, so there's no leftover waste, and you can save cost because you're not having to go out and buy oyster shell every so often. You can also use the extra eggshell in your garden. Usually in the summertime, the chickens have a higher production rate, So I'm trying to figure out what I can do with the eggs, and I have so much waste. Well, you don't want to waste it. You can use it as a natural fertilizer. So by doing this and crushing up your eggs, you're giving it back to your chickens, but you also can use it in your garden for a fertilizer. Just sprinkle some at the base of the plant, kind of rub it into the ground a little bit, and you're good to go.